Umberly, one more. Let's see. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. Okay, yeah.
¿Qué está pasando?
Sí, ¿qué pasa, señores? Hay mucha gente.
I think this is gonna work now.
Okay,
I
perfect.
am I'm hopeful.
Oh, look at you.
Oh
You're
my
like in
God.
a Hello Kitty's house.
Oh my God, I don't know, my filters are going crazy. You know what? I think we're good now. Hi
Okay.
everyone.
Okay, well, welcome, Umberly. How can I say your name? Umberly is okay?
Yeah, Umberly.
Okay. So Umberly and I, we met a few years ago in the Trinity Bell Good Park. I was actually training one of my clients outdoors, and she was very gracefully practicing the line. How you call the line again?
Slacklining.
Slacklining, and that was
Yeah.
very challenging. And I got captivated by her ability to walk on this very, very challenging line. And then we realized we were both from Venezuela.
I
So
know, that was so cool. That
that's so
never happens.
awesome.
I'm like, are you?
Yeah. So Umberly Gonzalez is being well known by the Orphan Black participation and now in the Utopia Falls. And how are you doing so
Yeah.
far in the 2021? How are you feeling this year?
Amazing. My new show, Ginny and Georgia, just came out on Netflix. So that's been blowing up. We've been number one for like 25 days. I don't even know, but we're breaking records. So it's been like incredible. I feel so grateful.
For sure. Yeah, it's especially now, right? That
hmm
we're so scared about changes, and you're still believing on your power and your talent, and I'm
100%.
loving.
All the
Yes.
time. All the time.
What is your biggest challenge in this moment as a citizen of the planet?
I love that. Honestly, I've kind of I look at life now just like literally moment to moment because I realize that when we plan things, they don't always turn out our way quite literally. But there are certain things that I have control over, and that's all in my perspective. I could either let this destroy me or I can let it, you know, build me up. Like if I have control over my emotions and my mental health and my physical self, like that's something that I can very easily, have control over. So it kind of reassured me that we have everything we need inside of us. I'm a very social person. Like I'm such an extrovert and I love my friends and I love hanging out with people. So not having that has been hard, but thankfully we have this. But
Yeah, for
also like we
sure.
have this.
Yeah, with all the challenges, we still have our technology that we're supposed to use a technology to unify us. So talking
hmm
about empowerment, as same like you, I've been putting a lot of effort to connect to the world
hmm
and bring my talents to however I can to my community. And in my meditations, I've been having these questions that come into my mind, and I was
hmm
feeling maybe I should just bring these questions out to the world and give some
Yeah.
light, shed some light to sometimes we need to hear this type of conversations. And having a real conversation today, the situation is of somebody that could be you, it could be me. I feel tired. I don't want to even wake up. What can I do? Give me three secrets or three tips, three steps to get out of
Yeah.
this mindset. I am feeling tired. I don't want to wake up. What can I do?
I know, and trust me, it is me, and I'm sure it is you too at times. I can motivate myself, but like the last year was a struggle, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of these questions because I know you sent them to me a few days ago, and there are so many little things that came up for me. I mean, the first one that actually came up for me was, is the tiredness actually physical or is it an emotional tiredness? So, you know, you can break those into two. If it's an emotional tiredness, like you struggle with anxiety or depression, you feel overwhelmed, or there's this like looming thing that like maybe you have too many things to do and you're struggling to like get up and do it. So sometimes I think it's just struggling with procrastination, and that's something that I feel sometimes too. So when I feel
Yeah.
those feelings come on, if I'm still lying in bed, I'm just sitting there like, okay, just get up because you have to do all of that. And what helps me is do one little thing first, like sometimes thinking of the day as a whole can be really overwhelming. And I know that happens to me too. Like I have to do like 10 things and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get to number 10? And you know, you like, we overwhelm ourselves looking ahead too much. First thing I just have to do is jump out of bed, make your bed, and drink a whole glass of water. I swear, even those doing like tiny little tasks, it'll make you feel so much better. And I started doing that a lot more. Just like, okay, do one little thing. Like I love doing my face routine. So I wake up, I have my glass of water, and I clean my face. Even just doing that, sometimes I'm like, okay, I feel a little more ready for the day. I have to like walk my dog. You know, that helps me a lot. If you have a pet, they force you to get up and get out of the house because it's no longer on you. You're responsible for this other little life that you're like, okay, I have to get up for them. So, you know, that comes with like having kids or having a pet or having like a responsibility to somebody else, like your work. Sometimes it's a lot easier to, instead of doing it for you, you're like, at least someone or something is holding me accountable. So that's on like the emotional side of it. I think sometimes if you can't get out of bed being tired because you're actually physically burnt out, I ask myself, can I afford to stay in bed for a little while longer? And that's also self-care. Like, yeah, my alarm is at, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning, but I'm like, can I stay in bed till 8:30 and give myself a little more? Like sometimes rewarding ourselves with a little more time. If all you need is 20 more minutes of shut eye, do it. If you can do it, if you can actually, I would say, give it to yourself. Just like stay in bed for a little longer. And that's okay. You don't have to feel guilty for like wanting to sleep a little longer if you can. And another thing, I would say, if you feel tired and it's not physical or emotional, maybe it's because your routine has gotten like too repetitive. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get bored of the same thing over and over and you don't feel inspired to start your day. Switch it up. Like, you know, sometimes you do the same thing every single day and it can feel like Groundhog Day. Like you wake up, you brush your teeth, you eat something, you go to work, you get home, you eat dinner, you fall asleep. If that's what your day is every day, you're probably tired because you're bored of your day. Like, I think humans need newness and we need to be curious and inspired by what we do every day. So I would say change it up. I like throw a little like 10-minute yoga session at the start of your day. Start with like listening to your favorite song and dance around your room. Make a smoothie. I don't know, like something that's like different from anything you've ever done. And that sometimes gets you out of like that rut of like, oh, another day. Like, I don't want to do this again. Like, same thing as yesterday. So if that's the case, just like change it up. I think that's three.
Yeah, okay. So let's get, thanks so much, Umberly. I just let you just use your time because this is so valuable for everybody to hear who you are. Because many times we see the television, people in that box, and we think that they're just perfect. They have it also owl.
No.
Like we never feel down. Like you
Yeah.
never feel that you want to be alone, like you always like, but it's not always like that. Like we do all have our human needs.
100%.
We have our limits, and sometimes we just need our time. Like I hear, like on the weekend, right? You took that time off for you digital detox, to connect to nature, to connect to like really true relationships in life, and that actually gives you that space.
Recharge, yeah,
that space to grow. So that's very important. And I mean, you're so young but very mature, because the age doesn't determine who you are. It depends on your willingness to know you even deeper now with this answer that was very profound. So I got 3 tips, and I'm going to summarize the tips for everybody that is catching up the call in the moment. The situation is like, I feel tired. I don't want to wake up. What can I do?
Yeah.
So Umberly gave you the 3 tips. Number 1, identify where is this tiredness coming from. If it's an emotional tiredness or if it's a physical tiredness. So for that, she recommends the first one, to wake up and do your bed, which even Jordan Peterson always says this. If you can wake up and finalize an activity, which is sleep, you do your bed and it makes you feel, okay, that activity is completed. Now let's do a new one. So basically what you recommend us is to first do our bed and then do something that it can trigger movement. So you can feel connected to your dog if you have a pet, you take a walk with your dog, enjoy a little bit of the first 10 minutes of your day. She also recommends to drink water, which is great. Cheers to
Yes,
everybody.
where's mine? Cheers. Always
Exactly.
have my water bottle. Yeah.
Right, that's super
Yeah.
smart. Also, water. We have been fasting, like water, like actually dry fasting for 8 hours. When we're sleeping, we're not doing anything, just sleeping. So why not to hydrate our
Literally.
bodies?
I always say
That's
that, like, the first thing we should always do is drink a glass of water. We don't even know that we're thirsty because we've
yeah,
just been sleeping. But, like, if you drink a whole glass of water, you will feel so much better, like, instantly.
yeah. Before
Yeah.
coffee, before coffee,
Yes, 100% before coffee.
for
Yeah.
sure. And then she also recommends to actually reconnect to yourself and understand that sometimes we need to just sleep a little bit more. So reconnect to yourself and ask yourself, if I'm physically tired, I may need 1 extra hour to recover. So be gentle with
Yeah.
yourself and listen to your body. And perhaps, if you can, sleep 1 extra hour or take a power nap if you can
Literally
later
20
on.
minutes. That's sometimes what the body needs, like just 20 minutes of,
Yeah.
even
What
if
will
you
be
don't
number
fall
three?
asleep.
Because
Yeah.
you mentioned so many. What will be the number three?
I think the number three was, oh, change your routine. So if you do the
Oh,
same thing
yeah.
every day,
Yeah,
like
super
instead of
important
waking up and
because,
doing the same thing you
yeah,
always do, change it up. Like,
that's
you know?
super important. Definitely,
Yeah.
certain people are into mechanic
Yeah, it's like robotic.
structures,
Yeah.
robotic, but sometimes we need to check it out. So why not to like change the activities order? So instead of like
Yeah.
meditating, maybe you exercise before, then you meditate after, or like you do something that you normally don't do on regular days that can actually shake up your routine and maybe make you more excited for a new day.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
Nice. That's awesome.
inspiration for something new. Hey, those are good.
Yeah, yeah, very powerful. I mean, it's so important because I don't know if you hear a lot about this, but many of my friends are like, I feel so tired, I feel so fatigued. Also, the weather, we have to
Yeah.
know, like, if you are living in the upper or very low hemispheres where we do
Hmm.
have these very drastic changes of seasons, we do experience lows when the weather is great outside, of course. So I think it's important to know that the weather goes also with our mood. As now we're moving
Oh,
into spring,
trust me. Like
we're all
vitamin
about
D,
our
I'm like during the winter especially, it's like you need to have vitamin D, vitamin C, and magnesium. Those are like your golden pills that you
yeah.
should take. But in the summer, like today, I literally spent most of the day outside. Sunscreen, of course. Please wear sunscreen. Um, Literally, that's like my go-to rule, always sunscreen. But today felt so good. I feel so energized because there's so much sunshine and like we have to get out there and just like breathe fresh air. It's hard to just be inside home all day, which has been most people's lives last year, right? Like this lockdown is you get a
Totally.
fog. You get a
And
fog,
it's like
right?
lining, you do it bare feet, so you actually connect it to the floor every time you
Grounding,
fall.
exactly. Oh my God,
You're
I love it.
earthing. Earthing.
Earthing.
Earthing is the best.
No, literally, I'm always barefoot at the park. I'm like, I don't care. I need to like connect with the earth. Like, I miss that. I'm a nature person when I'm not, getting my hair and makeup done and being on screen and it's all this like perfect thing. I'm like, outside of work, I love to just like be super free, like let my hair dry in the air and just go to the park, not wear shoes. It just feels so like freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super important to be free and to be like totally authentic out there. It's a little
Yeah.
bit tricky, but I'm happy that you still keep that authenticity at your young age. That's what is going to keep you keep amplifying your energy and your vibration. So I'm very happy, Umberly, that we catch up today. I'm looking forward to see you again in the park and do some
Yes.
slacklining together. Definitely want to try that. I'm gonna also do longboard, a new activity,
Hmm.
just for
You
fun,
can
just to
teach
see.
me that. That's
Yeah.
fun. Oh my gosh. No, I'm
That
gonna like
that
fall over and
that
lose
will be
my teeth.
interesting. Yeah, let's see how many times we can actually
Yeah.
fall in 1 hour.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness, it was so nice, Omerly. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
The time is gold, and I've been actually tracking our time here. It was about 10 minutes of real time.
I
This is
know,
called
after our epic fails of technology, it's honestly like my MO. That's so cute.
it's the Pomodoro. Basically, it's a Pomodoro method that
Yeah.
you just track your activities with 25 minutes. So you don't have
Oh,
to get overwhelmed because you got one activity at a time. So when I talk to people, I like to just concentrate in 10 minutes. They're very dense. And then an intro and a bye. I think it's good time for everybody. Everybody has to come back to work anyways. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
A lot of messages giving you love. Thank you so much for all
know.
those people.
Thanks, everyone. People
Everyone, they keep
over.
asking you if you speak Portuguese or if you speak French.
Oh, no. I mean, I understand French a little bit, un petit peu. I did live in Montreal for like 3 years, so they speak French there. Pero si habla español, yo sé que muchas personas siempre preguntan si habla español. Sí, porque somos de Venezuela y habla español.
Claro que sí. Y hablamos venezolano, que es peor.
Venezolano, más que todo.
Exacto. Correctamente, muchachos. Well, it was awesome. Next time we do one arepa café.
Oh my gosh, so good. I miss Venezuelan food.
I love it. Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. Your time is gold, and your time was very well appreciated. And I hope this message gets out there for people to know that we all can feel down, but we do have the solutions in our hands. So thank you so much for helping us with that, and have a beautiful springtime. I'm looking forward to start practicing the slack lining for sure. I would love to do that. Yes. And let's just walk outside. And remember that if you feel down, you have the solutions by simply shaking up the day in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So true. Thanks so much for having me. This was so lovely.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for all those messages.
Besos. Thanks, everyone. Y'all are beautiful.
Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you for your time.
Ciao.
Ciao.